Good morning from Los Angeles. I know I'm 1 minute late, but I was fixing my little tag under my name. You guys see it? You guys see what it says? Bulls make dollars or money. Bears make dollars. Sign. Pigs get slaughtered. That's it right there. So good morning from Los Angeles. Glorious day, a little windy up where I'm at. I know I'm a little minute late. I don't know what happened. So welcome to Trading with Sergio. How was everybody's weekend? Hopefully it was good. Mine was fine, eventless, really. Um, why am I right? You guys should know by now. Every Monday when I'm wearing the Barca hat, you guys know what's going on and what is going on. Team is flying. Another win, 3-1. Should have been like 6-1, but it's okay. Barca forever, okay. And the important thing is we're winning, and we are top of the league, and that's what's important. And keep the momentum going. And more importantly, as a fan, I love the style that they're playing at the moment. It's super attacking, high pressing. If you guys know about soccer, sorry, I'm looking at my phone because I want to get my screenshots ready. Yeah, so Barca forever. So a couple things to talk about before I get into training this week. Nothing, right? It didn't it? Son of it. Yep, I froze. Happening. I froze. Oh, son of a bitch. Is it back? What is happening, man? Can you guys see me? Put a thumbs up, please. Can you guys hear me and see me? Yeah, the windy. So I live in a place called Granada Hills in Los Angeles. It's called Windy Hills. I've been here 20 years. We have things called Santa Anas up here. When they blow, I don't know what happens, but internet goes bad. Light goes in and out, or power goes in and out. Is it freezing? Yeah. Is it better now? Can you guys put a thumbs up, please? Let's start over. Welcome to Power Hour. Not Power Hour. Power Hour is on Fridays. Today is Trading with Sergio. Welcome. 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, every Monday indefinitely. Power Hour on Fridays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern indefinitely. Vamos Barca. Here it is. Team's flying. Love the way they're playing this year. Love this new coach. Love his style. Nothing more, nothing less to say about that. And more importantly, we are top of the league. So, yeah, I think 10 wins, 1 loss, which is amazing. And, every Monday, if I'm wearing a Barca hat, that means we won and we did good. So if you guys see my tagline, for the ones that are joining late, Bulls make money, Bears make money. It's under my name. Pigs get slaughtered. Big lesson there. I think I'm going to have a shirt done that way. Why? You could have a bias or an opinion one way or the other. And we're going to talk about this week. What's happening this week, by the way? Anything important happening? No, nothing important happening this week. Can you guys hear me and see me now? Please, can you put a thumbs up in the chat if you guys can hear me and see me? I know it's freezing, but I cannot control the internet. It says my internet is working, so I don't know. Thumbs up in the chat, please. Please. Okay, put all your questions in the chat. I'll get to them. Okay, cool. I'll get to them at the end. We may have to cut this short today, but no. Okay, so Couple things to take care of. Mondays, please join live. Please share. This channel is growing. Thank you for the support. Good content, really. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the community page, I'm taking a screenshot of the existing positions and I'm posting them so you guys can figure out what's happening. Again, it's not financial advice. It's not trading advice. Do everything I do at your own risk. If you're following me, I have no problem with it. But by the time you buy and sell something, I may have already done so. So you have to figure out if your entry point is because I'm doing it, your exit point has to come from you. And hopefully it'll work. It's worked. October was my best month of the year, trading-wise. Massive month, really. And then I couldn't put a foot wrong. And November we'll see what happens in November. So one other piece of business, as I said, channel is growing. Thank you for the support. If you do watch the videos, please share. Please put a thumbs up. Lives as well. Share the lives. Channel is open for memberships. Okay. Here are the members here. Mojotronics, Techie B. I think they both got their shirts. So when I say shirts, what am I saying? If you do become a member, you get 2 perks. Okay. One of the perks is I do 2 extra live streams a month for just members only, which is on Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, every other Wednesday. So 2 extra live streams where I put the link out and bring everybody on so I can see their faces and their actual names, and then we exchange ideas. It becomes like a more of a mentoring and coaching and setup session. Last 2 were fantastic, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be fantastic going forward. If you do choose to be a member and support the channel, second perk is you get one of these free. You send me your t-shirt size. It only comes in black, I'm told. So Gig With It is the official merchandise supplier of the channel. He told me it's black only, and I love the color, black with gold and white. Beautiful. You will get this shirt free. It's the $30 item, so I'm hoping that you stick around for a few months so I get my money out of it. But it's besides that, on the live streams that we're going to do for members only, we all wear the same shirt. That'll be kind of cool. It's like a team. And all you have to do is send me your t-shirt size and your physical address so we can make it and send it out to you. No cost, not even shipping cost. And in order to do that, you email me at sergio@sergioavedian.com. Okay, again, Sergio, as simple as it gets. Sergio@sergioavedian, one word, my first and last name.com. Once you do that, you'll get your shirt. And then please, if you do choose to be a member, please show up. These membership lives are really, really, really informational. It's a lot more one-on-one interaction. And what I'll do is I'll put you up in a box of your own. You come on live and we all see each other. We all talk to each other. We exchange ideas. I answer questions. It lasts about an hour and a half or 2. And the $10 that you're going to pay up for membership, I think you're getting definitely your money's worth and a lot more. But it's not about the money. It's about teaching you how to fish. And I think if I'm more one-on-one with more of you, I think I can accelerate that process. I can give you a fish all you want. Giving you a fish is going to feed you for one day. So my point is teaching you how to fish as fast as we can. And for that reason, I had recommended books. They're on the community page. I'm posting my positions on the community page as well. How do you get to the community page? You go to the YouTube channel. There is about halfway down, there is a line of tabs. One is video, one says shorts, one says live. The last one, you swipe left. The last one says community. So all that is in there. The books that I recommended for you all to read and educate yourself is there. So here we go. Well, let me also do this while I'm talking to you guys. I just peeled it off. I'm going to put it right. No, I'm going to put it right here. Right here. Did you guys vote yet? Something happening this week about voting? Something small. What's happening? Is the election? No, I'm kidding. So the headline of today's episode of Trading with Sergio is um, the elections tomorrow. Tomorrow, finally, the date is here. If you did not vote, please go vote. Look, I'm an immigrant. I came to this country a long time ago, 35 years, more than that, years ago. Went to school, did really well. Country gave me everything I have. More appreciative than ever for what the country has done for me. And then the thing you can do for yourself, if you want change, you go out and vote. And I took my daughter to vote yesterday. It was her first vote, although I don't think we voted for the same party because she's going to college. She has all these lefty liberal professors. I think they got into her head. But then once she gets her first paycheck and the government takes half of it, she'll figure it out. I think she'll come around. Again, as a person, okay, I'm definitely fiscally conservative. When it comes to social issues, I'm quite a moderate, really. I mean, I don't like what's going on, but look, as long as you don't infringe upon me with your views, do whatever you want, man. Free country. That's why we all love this country. That's why we all came here. We have certain freedoms we enjoy, but those freedoms don't come cheap. That's why you need to go vote. Please go vote. I hope you did. I voted, Saturday actually, literally next to my house. So go vote, make your voices heard. And this is going to be a contentious vote, I can tell. And I think this election, from all the, since I became a citizen, that was 26 years ago. So 6 elections. I voted every time. Sometimes my candidate that I supported won, sometimes they didn't. That's not the point. The point is you vote. That's your right. That's why people go fight overseas for you so you can vote in peace. And don't use that privilege. It is a privilege. So, long story short, elections are tomorrow. Finally, I think these elections are probably the most important elections in my lifetime. Okay. Yes, it's polarizing. Yes, it's all kinds of things are happening in the country socially. I'm not going to get into any of that. What I'm going to get into is how the markets are going to react. What am I personally going to do? What am I personally doing? Do I become a pig and get slaughtered, like my new tagline says? Bull makes money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. Or do I become a bull? Am I a bear? No. So what I do is I go liquid, and you guys will see the positions. I pretty much trimmed everything. I have a couple of positions that are not going to make or break me. If you guys are following the community page, I was long index puts. I sold them with profits today, and I'm probably 95% cash, 90% cash. No, actually, maybe less. So I'll show you the positions, and then I'll post them on the community page today. There is also, besides the elections, I mean, we should know who won the elections by probably 8 p.m. tomorrow. 8 p.m. my time anyway. A lot of swing states. So what happened is that initially Trump took a massive lead, and then that lead closed, and the market's kind of anticipating a Trump win, I'm pretty sure. But last few days, market's kind of a little shaky. So when it's really shaky, what you need to do is you need to position yourself correctly. I mean, if the market's going sideways, you're just going to get grinded in a trading range. You don't want that. So therefore, you don't take too many positions. I mean, I still don't know who's going to win the elections. If you guys have a super conviction or something that I don't know, go take a position. I mean, look, I'm going to talk about that, how the markets are on election years. There are statistics that you can follow, like I follow. But more importantly, besides the elections, We have one other massive thing coming up this week. What is that? So let me give you the rundown on the. So I'm looking at my phone because I take a screenshot. Let me give you the rundown of this week. Economic data, obviously tomorrow, U.S. presidential election. Okay. On Tuesday, again tomorrow, PMI data, non-manufacturing PMI data is coming out. On Thursday, initial jobless claims data is coming out. On Friday, consumer sentiment data is coming out, which is important because a lot of economists are seeing the economy slow, right? And recession, I don't know. The word recession is, I think, too harsh for what's happening now. But we only know once we're in a recession. All the signs are that we may be going into a massive slowdown instead of a recession. And then another important thing is on Thursday. I mean, elections on Tuesday. On Thursday, Federal Reserve interest rate decision is coming around. So Federal Reserve meets on Wednesday. They decide what they're going to do, the governors. The talk is that they're going to cut the rates by another quarter point. That's what the expectation of the market is. Why is the Fed cutting the rates? Because they think economy is slowing. Although all-time highs in the stock market, all-time highs in real estate, all-time highs in gold, all-time highs in Bitcoin almost. Everything is at all-time highs and Fed is cutting rates. Fed is concerned about something. What are they concerned about? I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see if the Fed's going to cut. The expectation is that they're going to cut. If they don't cut, I think it's going to be a negative shock for sure. Can you guys put a thumbs up in the chat, please? Because I think I'm just all by myself here. Can you guys hear me and see me? Or have I done this for nothing for the last 15 minutes? Oh, no. Can you guys put a thumbs up? No? Hello? Anybody out there? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, because when you guys are not putting anything in the chat, I'm going like I'm doing this for myself, by myself, looking at myself. Okay, so elections, please go vote right there. I'm going to wear it tomorrow on the other channel too. Hopefully Chris's baby will hold for one more day so we can do the other show on the other channel. Forget about that one. Yeah, so big week this week. So what am I doing? I mean, I am flat pretty much. I have a couple of positions. I added to one of my positions that I'm buying. So if you do follow the community page, you guys will see the progression of the building of the position. More importantly, what my strategy is, why I'm doing what I'm doing. And so Tuesday, Thursday, two super important days, which will, I think, affect what happens in the markets until the end of the year. So let me talk quite quickly about election years and the relationship in the marketplace. Okay, so beginning with the S&P 500 into and after election day, there is a breakdown that you guys can Google. It goes all the way back to the 1950s Eisenhower decisions. Okay, what the market has done, what the return of the market has been going into election day, and what the market has done after election. Okay, and there is statistics on this. Okay, so if we go back to 2000, let's say in 2000, George Bush over Gore won, and before the market, before the elections, market was already, when I say market, S&P 500 was down 2.5% going into the elections, and then it ended the year, until the end of the year, it went down another 7.8%. The next election, George Bush over Kerry in 2004, going into the election, market was down. Well, market was up 1.7%, the S&P 500, and then it continued up another 7%. Okay, in 2008, Obama over McCain. We know what happened in 2008, great financial crisis. Market going into the elections was already down 31.5%. These are big numbers now. And after the election, it continued, went down another 10%. Okay. That's when your dollar cost averaging comes into play. So market was down. S&P 500 was down 40% in 1 year. You guys, that's a massive number. So if you kind of look at where things are right now, let's say S&P 500 is 5,700, 40%. We're talking. Look out below. I don't think it's going to happen. But the next election, 2016, no, actually, Obama over Romney, again in 2012. Going into the election day, market S&P 500 was already up 13.6% and then ended the year flat after that. In 2016, Trump over Clinton. Going into the election, market was up 4.7%. After the election, it went up another 4.6% for its normal average of 9 to 10%. And so the last election, 2020, Biden over Trump. Going into the election, market was up 4.3%. And after the election, in 2 months, literally, market went up another 11.5%. When I say market, it's S&P 500. So on average, going back to Eisenhower to the 1952 elections, and we're going back quite a far. The average is going into election years are always good for the markets. Not always, but cyclically, or whatever you want to call it. Election years are decent market years. Year after is the problem. On average, here are the returns going back to the Eisenhower days. 4.9% going into the election and another 2% afterwards. So it's positive. Election years going into the date of the election is positive 83% of the time. And again, it's positive 67% of the time after the elections until the end of the year. What happens the next year is the issue. Although now we have S&P 500 up 42%, literally, in 1 year. That's when the market bottomed last October, and look where we are, right? So I put out a video, actually, you should go watch it, about the lost decade coming up, according to Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs says market returns are going to be 3%-ish for the next decade. We'll see. We'll find out. But then I can assure you one thing. It ain't going to be 40% next year either. Market has averaged 9 to 10%, plus including dividends, probably 10% over the last multiple decades. That includes down and up and all that, 2000 dot-com boom, 2008 financial crisis, all that stuff, right? So including, on average, market returns 9 to 10% a year, which is fantastic. Rule of 72, if you take 72 divided by 10, it's 7.2 years. Every 7.2 years, your money will double if you dollar cost average. So nothing wrong with that on the long end, okay? What else? So I will share the screen, and today I'll go a little short with you guys because I don't know how many of you are here, but let me remind you again. Every Monday, maybe some of you are joining now. Every Monday, Trading with Sergio, going on indefinitely. 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Every Friday, Power Hour, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, going on indefinitely. If you do choose to become a member, you have 2 perks. One is this t-shirt that I'm wearing, #KnowYourWorth t-shirt without the I voted dot right there. You get a t-shirt for free. You have to email me. It only comes in black, I'm told, so black is fine. You get a free t-shirt for becoming a member and supporting the channel. That's the first perk. And you email me your, obviously, name, your physical address, and your t-shirt size, and we will make one and send it to you, 0 cost, including no shipping. And it's a $30 item. We hope that you stick around, be a member for a while. But more importantly, the members get another perk, which is members only live streams every 2 weeks. There are some members here. They can talk about it if they want in the chat, how valuable those are. And hey, Tiger Meg is here. Those last about 2 hours, and it's one-on-one interaction, coaching, mentoring, their setups, where they are with their accounts and things like that. So it's really, really valuable. So some of the members hopefully can talk about it. But the t-shirt's fire, trust me. So with that said, let me go share what I'm doing in my own account. Oh, I need to share it. Yes, Queen Brown, can you, I will talk to you guys. Actually, you know what? Let me do that real quick because I forgot to share my screen. Let me share my screen. Okay, let me do this real quick. All right, so let's see who's here. Chivo's Adventures. Howdy, folks. Howdy, howdy. Terry, how are you? Mojotronics member. Hey. Vic, how are you? Techie Beat, good morning. Good afternoon. Yeah, we had some issues. Adele Radwan, yes, good morning in LA if you are. Vic, okay, good morning. Tiger, good morning. Good afternoon. Tiger is in Louisiana. Megan. Queen Brown, hello, Queen Brown. Queen Brown, can you email me, please? Sergio at sergioavedian.com for your free t-shirt. It comes in black. Give me your size and your physical address, please. And Sean, another member, good morning. Hello, hello. So I talked quite a bit already. If you guys missed it, you can always watch the replay because this is not members only. It's open to the crowd. Let me go share my screen. I am, I don't know, 85% cash. I had puts that I sold this morning, and correctly so, actually. So when you guys see my positions every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when I post on the community page, look, you can tag along. I have no problem with it, but you need to figure out when to exit yourself. So I don't want you to get stuck because I'm pretty quick in certain things that I do, but in certain things I'm accumulating. So you guys will see that in a minute. Hopefully you guys can see the screen. Let me go to the screen. Actually, what I'm going to try to do this time is I'm going to try to take myself out of it. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me go to the screen. Okay, so how am I trading this election? Okay, I'm really not going to guess. I am trading in one way. We're under the DJT, Donald J. Trump stock. I already did a video about how I'm trading that stock, that position itself. But let me go to my position screen. So I am, as I said, about 85% cash. I don't want to guess. Honestly, I don't want to guess. I don't need to guess. I don't need to take exposure before the elections. It was pretty much clear that, as you guys can see, let me go through the positions. So this morning, I bought 2,000 more shares of Werewolf Therapeutics. I bought 1,000 shares at 240 and 1,000 shares at 230. Stock is at 240. My average is about 283. I have 11,000 shares of the stock. I'm accumulating slowly. Every 1,000 shares, a dime. I will look at the chart and explain to you guys why I'm doing what I'm doing. But pretty soon, I may be doing covered call strategies with that. The next position is DJT, as you guys can see, Trump Media. How am I trading that? Okay, so I had already told you, did a video and spoke about it extensively on Power Hour and last Monday's Trading with Sergio. So there's something going on here that I need you guys to understand clearly. And then when I go to the position, I'll explain it to you guys. So the position is, due to the volatility or expected volatility to happen, stock went from 11 to 60 almost straight up. And then when the election poll results became close, came closer and closer, stock started to drop. It's at 33.80 or 33.33 at the moment. And what did I do? Okay, so one reason for this, when this volatility takes place, there are people called market makers who take the risk. on the other side. So when you go in to buy something, somebody's selling that to you. And if there's nobody to sell it to you, the market maker has to take action. That's why they're called market makers. They make a market. But the market makers in options, I was trading options. I wasn't trading the stock. So when the stock got up to 55, I sold the 85 calls, sold them naked, the 85 calls and the 100 calls, because the market maker was putting over 400% implied volatility on these options. Now, you guys have to understand what that means. If you're reading your books, you will understand how important implied volatility is to the price of an underlying option on an equity, such as DJT. The regular implied volatility on DJT is about 120 to 150%, depending on what strike you're looking at. Going a month out, the market maker now, as of this second, the the implied volatility on the put side is 500%. 500%. Okay, stock is 33.36. I am short the $15 puts. I'm short 17 of them at a cost of $1.27. And implied volatility when I did this was about 380, which I thought it was high. Now they're 500. So obviously the options have gone up in value because implied volatility has gone up. My cost on these 17 are $1.27, $1.28. So two things are going to happen here. Trump wins. These options literally disappear because that 500%. Either way, I think the implied volatility is going to get adjusted and these options are going to absolutely get hammered, and I will buy them back with a profit. But I already did the profit side on the call side. I shorted the 85s and the 100s at ridiculously high premium levels, and that's when stock was 55. Stock pulls back to 33, and I covered them with handsome profits actually. So now what I'm saying is that whatever happens tomorrow, these options are going to expire worthless. And these are November 15th, by the way. November 15th, $15 puts that I'm naked short. That also means that I'm willing to buy DJT at $15 less the premium that I collected already. That's in my account already. So I'm willing to pay $13.75 and be long DJT, meaning have 1,700 shares of stock. Because if you read your books and getting a clue of it, if you're short naked puts, what you have is you have the obligation to buy the stock from somebody at 15, although stock is 33. Now, if Trump wins, stock will probably go up and these options will expire worthless. If Trump loses, stock may go down, but I'm not sure if it's going to go down to 15. But even if it does, those options are still going to lose value because that 500% implied volatility is all built up going into tomorrow. And, that's the only position I have according to what I'm seeing out there regarding the elections. Okay. So stock is 34, options are at 175. I saw a couple more this morning, actually. I only had 15. I saw a couple more at 2. Because the higher the implied volatility goes, the likelihood of these options hitting the wall or going to literally pennies tomorrow is very high after the elections, and that's called selling premium, right? So I love selling premium when numbers get out of control, and I'm doing it. Putting my money where my mouth is. Again, this position does not say that I'm rooting for Trump or Kamala, or I want somebody to win. What I want actually. With the initial position, I was short the 15 puts and the 100 calls. What I wanted is for the stock after the elections to stay between 15 and 100. What are the probabilities of that? It's pretty high, right? So now the call side, I covered back, I bought back, and because they collapsed, because the stock pulled back 20 some points in the last few days. So I covered that side. Now I'm only short the puts, and I will hold on to the puts through the elections. The next position I'm long is I rolled them to December, lunar, LUNR is the symbol, intuitive machines. I was long the Novembers, made decent money with those if you followed the community page. Now I'm long 80 of the December 20th $10 strike calls. My cost is 67 cents. They're 60 to 65 cents. So I'm long those. I rolled to December's now because I think November, no, by the way, all options expire, regular options expire on the third Friday of each month. There are weeklies, there are dailies, there are zero DTs, all kinds of things, but these expire December 20th. And I was long the spider puts. If you guys look at the Wednesday and Friday's screenshots of my positions this morning, I sold them with decent profits actually. And good thing I did sell them because they're under my cost actually. So I do quite a bit of this, spider or triple Q puts just to balance my portfolio, right? And meaning I don't want to be completely long, 100% long, and I don't want to be 100% short. That's hedge funds do. I'm not calling myself a hedge fund, but that's what people do in the investing world, because there's no guarantees. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pick gems or needles in a haystack to, which I think are going to outperform on the upside, even whatever the market does. So that's a hard thing to do, but you guys will learn it. And last but not least, I was long Unity Software, November 15 calls. I sold all of them this morning and on Friday. So I'm done with that position. I will buy the equity. So for all of you who are going to tag along and follow me this way. Do not do the options because I don't think most of you understand what's going on with options. It's a really difficult thing to do. And I don't want your experience to be that you buy a call or a put, make a directional bet, and you lose money. Do the underlying. So if I'm buying calls on Lunar, LUNR is the symbol. That means I like it to the upside. So stock's price is $7.90, $7.91. Go buy 100 shares of the stock, or 10 shares, or 5 shares, or 20 shares, right? If I have HOWL, Werewolf Therapeutics, in my portfolio, which I do at 11,000 shares, you don't have to buy that much. You can buy 100 shares, 50 shares, right? And in most cases, by the way, when I first do something, it goes against me for a few days. And it's okay, because I like scaling in and I like scaling out of things. So in this case, that's what I'm going to do. My cost is, look, my average on HOWL is 283. Well, right now, stock is 240. You're going to buy it 40 cents cheaper than me if you decide to tag along. No problem. But on this one, what I'm going to do, on any move up, I'm going to start selling covered calls. Covered calls meaning I'm going to take in premium with the $5 strike price options. Do not do options on this. This is like an option. It's a $2 thing, $2 stock. So I'm going to start selling calls and lowering my costs. So please, when you go read your books, look at what covered call writing means. It's a very important thing that you guys need to learn. You can create income out of a stock that you own, underlying stock. The only problem is you have to own 100 shares of it to write calls against it. You cannot own like 5 shares and want to write calls on it. You can't do that. So basically I have few, 3 positions, literally, LUNR, HOWL, and DJT. DJT is going to be closed out by Wednesday or Friday this week, I'm sure, because right now stock is going up and options are going up. The puts should supposed to go down when the stock goes up. Stock is 34.45. It's up like $3-4 today. But the options are up because why? Implied volatility. Now it's hitting 508.5%. I don't think I think last, during the meme stock craze, I think I saw GameStop get up to that level, but the 508% is ridiculous. So I like that, position. I don't mind owning DJT at 15 minus the premium if it comes to that. I don't think it will. I think they're going to hit the wall as soon as the elections are over, regardless of Trump winning or not, because that implied volatility is going to go back to its normal self, which is at 150%, as opposed to 500%, right? So with that said, I'm going to go to the charts and let's see what's happening and go through my watch list, take a look at a few things, and then say goodbye. So basically, I'm flat. I'm not taking a position going into the election. I'm not crazy enough. And I don't want to do directional bets going into these types of things. Plus, not only the election on Wednesday, we have the Fed meeting. I mean, you got to really step-toe yourself around these. You just can't be just gung-ho and have, I mean, if you have pure conviction, great, but I don't. And I don't want to risk anything because I had a ridiculous October. I'm not going to risk a penny of that. I'm risking as much as I think I should risk. That's it. But when things have settled down, again, that's when the 3 Ps come into play, people. What are 3 Ps, right? Patience, position, and planning. So my plans are ready. If things get there, I'm going to do it. But I'm going to go through my list. Maybe a few things have gotten there, and then I'll execute while I'm talking to you guys. You know, directional bets going into massive news like elections and Fed meetings are futile at best. They will take you to the poorhouse because whatever you're going to do, the market is a mechanism to make you wrong, whatever you're doing. Okay. Don't do it. You know, wait a couple days, have patience, go away. Don't even look at the market. Have things settle down, and then a clear trend will be established, and then you guys go do it. Do whatever you want to do. So let's look at some charts. Let's look at some charts. Okay. Let's look at the daily charts. These are 1 year, 1 day charts, people. Okay. Oh, there it is. All right. So as you most of you know by now, I'm not a huge fan of drawing too many lines, crazy lines on my charts because it creates bias. I could draw like 50 lines on it, but what's the point? I've drawn 3 lines on the S&P 500, SPY. One is a beautiful channel that it has established itself into, and it's right in the middle of the channel. This is the lower end. This is the higher end of the channel, and this goes back a while, okay? That you can draw. Another line I have drawn, which the market has broken at the moment with a massive move that it had last Thursday, is that uptrend line. How do you create an uptrend line? Well, it has to be 2 points of contact with a higher high. That's the only way you can draw an uptrend. A lot of people draw uptrends just because they like an uptrend. I'm like, there is no uptrend. There are rules, laws, technical trading, technical analysis books. You guys got to read these things, right? John Murphy. So that trend line has been broken. That's why I didn't eliminate that. And then on Friday, market snapped back to the breakdown, which it does, which we call it that can't bounces. And then it rolled over. Now, elections are coming up. We are exactly halfway inside that channel. Here's the lower end of the channel I'm highlighting right there. And here's the upper end. We're in the middle. We can retest the channel. The 200-day average is right around the channel, bottom end of the channel. Top end of the channel is 6,000 on the S&P or 603, 605. So I don't want to chance it. Are we still a short term? We broke down a little bit, but on the long term, we're definitely in an uptrend. So no questioning here. Let's look at the triple Qs. If you guys have any stock questions, please put them in the chat. Once I get back, I'll look at it. Triple Q, same thing. I only have one uptrend drawn. We are battling that. We are right at the 50-day average on triple Qs. S&P 500 has made a new high. Triple Qs have not, so a little bit underperformance there. But the good thing is most of the S&P 500 earnings are out. There's another 15% coming out this week. Earnings season is going to be over. The Fed meeting is going to be over. Elections are going to be over, right? So now we have 3 months of clear road ahead of us once the market decides what it wants to do. And right now it's in an indecision pattern, and that's why I am not taking a position directionally anyway. I will do puts, I will do calls here and there. Most of the time I will do it, but they'll either be overnight swing positions, really, just not even, maybe sometimes scalp. But so my watch list continues to grow. I've added a few things to it. But if you guys want me to go through the Mag 7, Apple's earnings came out. Apple is kind of breaking down. Support on Apple is right about 213 to 215 range. Stock is about 222. Market did not like the earnings. And another thing that's happening with Apple is Warren Buffett is selling a lot of Apple shares, okay? I mean, he's been long forever. And Warren Buffett actually has just gone to $320 billion in cash. Warren Buffett continuously selling 2 stocks heavily. One is Apple, one is Bank of America. What does that say about Warren Buffett? I don't know. I mean, Warren Buffett likes buying things cheap, and he's raising cash. By the way, he had never had this much cash. He's at $320 billion in cash. Billion with a B, believe me. And he also stopped, his um, he also stopped buying his own shares back, right? So Berkshire Hathaway, the A shares. Okay, so this is Berkshire Hathaway A shares at 66,000, which is ridiculous. But let's look at the B shares. Sorry. What is Berkshire's? I don't even look at it. Okay. Okay, BRKB/B. Here's Berkshire Hathaway B. So he's not even buying his own shares back, right? This kind of mirrors the S&P 500, although it's kind of massive leg down day today. So he's raising cash. Should you be alarmed that Warren Buffett is raising cash? Yes or no? Not really. As a trader, I really don't pay too much attention, but I mean, who has the track record of Warren Buffett? Not too many people, right? So Apple is not really doing that good. Microsoft got shot and killed after the earnings. Not a good chart under the 200-day, as you all know. Rule number one: never touch anything that's under the 200 EMA. Meta is one of the ones that's okay, but it's kind of, as you all can see, they're all kind of having these little pullbacks and pulling back to the 50 EMAs. Meta is still one of the better ones. Google earnings were good. Amazon earnings were good. Google earnings were good, but gave it all up, and it's back to where it was before the earnings. Same thing with Amazon. Amazon's earnings were good. FYI, Jeff Bezos sold $3 billion with a B dollars worth of stock at the high. Tesla, all these stocks, as you can see, they took these massive moves up into earnings and after earnings, and then they're all just giving it back, right? So that goes to show, got to be careful here, people. So let's go through my little list here. As you all know, I've been a huge fan of Affirm for a while. It's just going sideways before the next leg up, people. Don't have a position, as you guys know. Look at the position screen, but I cannot wait until this breaks out. And then, by the way, if you look at the Affirm's long-term chart, 3-year going out, this is nothing yet. This is the 3-year chart. I love these types of patterns, right? It goes sideways, breaks out, goes sideways, next leg up. Affirm was $175 number. We're talking 43. So is it going to go there? I'm not saying it's going to go there, but I'm pretty sure on the next breakout, if we clear 52, 53, I think the next leg up is going to be into the 80s. Almost a double, I would say. So Affirm is one that I'm really paying close attention to. The more sideways it goes, the more violent the move up is going to be. Back to yearly charts. Let's see. Let's not look at everything. The ones I really like, as you guys know, Baba I like, by Billy I like. Let's see. Okay. Please ask me the question. So Carvana, I'm completely out, as you guys know. I was in my long-term portfolio. Another reason I sold it is not because of the price, but also it became 1 year, 1 day, and then long-term capital gains came into play. You got to pay attention to these things. Carvana earnings came out. I mean, look at that uptrend, right? That's what we want to do. We've been talking about Carvana since I started the channel 4 months ago, and we're with Carvana 4 months ago. Let's say in May. I mean, think it was 80. We're at 250 people. So when you find uptrends like this, you got to go with it. But now I'm completely out in my long-term portfolio. So I think it's out. I think it's way ahead of itself. Kava was another one. Been talking about Kava endlessly. FSLR is coming back, but I think it's just snapping back. I don't know for solar. I mean, it's a weird stock, man. I don't know. It looks like it's breaking out, then it breaks down, and then the moment it looks like it's going to break down, it breaks out. Goldman Sachs, decent chart. I mean, a lot of these charts are looking a little goofy to me. When I say goofy, is like they're really testing the 50-day averages. You just got to be patient now. This is where the first P comes into play. This is the stock that I am buying. I'm accumulating. It's called HOWL is the symbol. Downtrend broke out, went above its 200. Now it's kind of really pulling back on. Had a good catalyst. You know, they have incredible cancer drug actually, and Bank of America has 12.5 price target on it. HC Enright, which is a biotech analyst, has a $10 target on the stock is 240. I looked at the financials. They have enough cash so to last them to go through the end of the process. They're in phase 1 trials. I'm accumulating. I'm long 11,000 shares with an average cost of 283. And these are all the costs that I'm buying them at. But stock was as high as 418. Well, you know, on a bounce to 320-ish, I'll start putting some calls out, become a covered call option, covered call position. MACD is above 0, so I'm cool with that. 2 days of massive volume came in. That's money coming in. And then now look at the volume, completely anemic, nothing really. It's just kind of falling under its own weight, but I think it's doing one of these right here. You know, having a big move up, a little pullback. It's pulling back. It's pulled back to its 50-day and to its 20 EMA, so I'm giving it a shot. I'm not married to it, but I've been holding it for a few weeks, well, for 10 days at least, and I keep adding to it, so I must like it. Another one that I added today is Lightbridge. These, by the way, you know, these nuclear stocks are definitely trading candidates. Lightbridge was $3. Literally in 2 weeks took off. You know, beautiful 2-leg move to 14.5 almost. Now we're down to 7. We're testing our 20 EMA. 50 EMA is at 5. Anywhere between 5 and 6. I will definitely buy this shares, not options. Shares for a trade. I'm pretty sure we will bounce back 50% to about 9 to 10. So that's about 40 to 50%. So please pay attention to LTBR. Not here. It's 702. Today's low is 668. I'm looking at support, massive support at 571. So anywhere between 5.5, 6.5, I'll start buying. MicroStrategy, what is there to talk about? You know, Bitcoin is going down, MicroStrategy is going up. I don't know. You know, it hit about 265. We all know the story. I have a great video coming out on Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy, his new $42 billion plan. I think he's brilliant. And then there's a great interview with somebody who's protecting himself from debasing of the currency on the channel. Please go check it out. Sonny Poe. It's under Insiders of Wall Street. I mean, MicroStrategy is MicroStrategy. It's volatile. It's a Bitcoin surrogate, let's say, or Bitcoin proxy. The actual Bitcoin proxy is this one, BlackRock Bitcoin Fund. So, you know, this is exactly what Bitcoin looks like, going sideways, 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 right? And I mean, Bitcoin is down today a little bit and retested the highs. So if you really want to just participate in the Bitcoin move that's coming up, look, this move, this is either a massive top to fall off of, or this is the next leg up. Next leg up will be 110,000 to 120,000 on Bitcoin. So here are some of the nuclear stocks that I'm watching. Nano Nuclear Energy hit about 27. We're down to 17. We're pulling back. We're right on top of the 50 EMA. Lower end of the Bollinger Band. I'm a buyer here, about $15. You can trade options or you can trade the stock. I will decide when it gets there. Another nuclear is Oklo. OKLO is the symbol. Got up to about 28, down to 18. These are volatile, so they will, you know, give you your money's worth as far as excitement is concerned. This needs to pull back a little bit more for me. I'm not going to do it yet, but I'll probably buy the old high here was resistance, now it's support. I'll about, I would say 16 to 18, I think is a decent buy point for a snapback to about 22, 24. So there are points to be made. What else? Oh, there's another one, big name actually, Cameco, CCJ. Yeah, that I think is a better buy. Established company. It's pulling back to its 50-day, anywhere between 49.5 to 50. I'm a buyer of CCJ. The high was about 59. Although MACD is turned down, right, but it's still above zero. So you got to be kind of careful with all these, because on a lot of these MACD is turned down. So you just got to also a little bit, patience and pick your pain. I added Peloton, believe it or not, to my list, a dog of dogs. That reminds me quite a bit of Carvana, actually. Carvana was like a $4 number as 265 people. Peloton looks beautiful, right? These are the patterns I like. And this is the pattern that Lunar is doing. Remember Lunar, L-U-N-R, Intuitive Machines? Look at the difference between Peloton and Lunar. See this period right here? After a big move up on high volume, sideways, 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 50 EMA caught up, broke out, and then earnings came out again. Another catalyst, broke out again. These are the types, cup handles, and these are the long sideways, and then they break out. So Lunar, L-U-N-R, Intuitive Machines is acting pretty much like this. Earnings are coming out, I think, on the 11th. Let me see when. It's one thing I like about Thinkorswim. Earnings are out on the 14th. They have these little dots, reminder dots, which I love about Thinkorswim. And 11/14, right? So there may be the next catalyst. I like the stock. I am long the options. You don't have to do the options. You can do the stock itself. What else? If you guys have any questions about stocks, please put them on the board. Let's see. Yeah, one thing is TLT is rallying today. Luckily, thankfully. So this is the other one that I actually sold today with tiny little losses, actually. November 15 calls on Unity Software. It's under the 200-day. I'm not usually in love with it, but it's like right at the 50-day. Pretty low risk trade, really. 20.5 bucks. If you're going to get in, your risk is down to 18.5. You're risking like 1.5, really. For probably 35. So up and up. Risk reward is pretty good. Let's take a look at the last one at Uber. Nobody liked the earnings. The day after the Elon Musk robotaxi event, that was the high. And it's got nothing but go down. So it hit 87. Actually, on Thursday after the earnings, it hit 69 and change. So getting pretty volatile for good old Uber. Let's go back to the front screen. Let's answer some questions and comments. So I am basically summarizing it up. I am flat. I don't need to take a position on anything. I have enough positions as it is. Okay. Not Wolf. Okay, let's look at this. Okay. Adele, San Francisco, hello. What's the stock name? And the symbol is HOWL, Sean. And the name of the company is Werewolf Therapeutics. The live members only session. Yeah, I agree with you, Mojotronics. The fact that we can all look at the same chart together, analyze. Yep, absolutely agree with him. Not because he's a member, not because he's got a T-shirt. Honestly, I think those exchange of ideas when we put up charts and we're all looking at the same thing, and I give him my input about why am I doing where I'm doing it. I think that's invaluable, completely invaluable. Seriously. Okay, so he bought. There you go. LUNR is the symbol. And the name of the company is Intuitive Machines. You don't, Sean, thank you, but you don't need to. You're a member. Please show up on the next member with your T-shirt. Techie B, Milwaukee. Okay, cool. Is Dogecoin? No. I don't touch the shit stocks, shit coins. Sorry, don't. We have enough to pay attention to. And Vic says, Sergio, you think it's worth to buy options on? No. It's like an option without a time, Vic. It's a $2.40 stock, right? It's like it's an option without. I mean, if you know something that I don't know, you can load up on the Decembers. They're like 20 cents, but you're going to most likely expire worthless, right? So I'm going to start selling calls actually against the position and then keep lowering my cost. And in about be probably 6 months, I'm willing to hold the stock. In 6 months, my cost. If I take in 10 cents a month in 6 months, my cost will be like $1.80 instead of $2.80. So that's called cover call writing. No, don't buy options on HAL. Just buy the stock. Dogecoin, no. Okay, let's see. Anthony 888, yeah. Hi there, Sergio. Sold AMD a few months back before. Okay, great. Congrats. No, I wouldn't buy options. Just buy the stock. Same thing. If you buy, I mean, April probably they're 50 cents or something, right? I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't, on $2 to $5 stocks, I'm not a huge fan of buying options. Okay, Intel B did earning. Well, if you have cash, there are other things that you can do. I'm not going to give you stock advice, but let's take a look at Intel actually. I never liked Intel. I still don't like Intel. I mean, talk about a mismanaged company. Holy crap. Talk about it. They keep laying people off, These executives run these companies. Intel was the jewel of the microprocessor crown. Look where they are. Look where AMD is. Look where NVIDIA is. Look where Micron is, and look at Intel. It's all about management, man. These managements are garbage. They make millions, tens of millions of dollars, and then they just laid off another 14,000 people on top of 16,000, a couple of months ago. What's the fault of those people? And these are all high-paying jobs, people. So now you guys understand when the economy goes into the shitter, part of it is Intel. And let's take a look. Okay, AMD, actually. Let's take a look at AMD. I haven't looked at AMD for a while. Yeah, it's pulling into support. I mean, if you're going to buy something, buy AMD back. Wait until 130 and buy AMD with the risk of 125. I mean, it's under all my rules. I wouldn't buy it, but if you want to be involved, do that. Micron is better actually. Micron is into support right here, about $100, 102. If you're going to do any chip stock, that would be good. Avago, I think, is the best one. Yeah, Avago is like, see, all the other ones are right at the 200-day or below their 200-day. Avago is nowhere near. Avago looks really nice. If you're going to be in a chip stock, and let's look at Intel. Trash, bro. I mean, what is there? $18. Look what they did. Look at Intel. Let's go back. Let's go back a while. Do a little nostalgia run. Intel was one of the original four: Microsoft, Intel, Cisco. I'm going year 2000 now, people. Yeah, look at that. See how mismanaged that company is. I mean, look at that. Stocks 22. It's 50 like 3 months ago. This is 3 years going back. Let's look at long term on Intel. You guys can understand the difference between good management and bad. Look at that. This is going back 10 years on a weekly basis. Intel, and as early as June of 2022, $70 number, all the way down to 25, all the way up to 50, and now down to 22. Look at that. Actually, let's look at the long term maximum monthly. Yeah, there's Intel for you. And those are the days that, original four, growth phase, $1.50 to 75. These include all the splits, by the way. Then they killed the company one more time, down to 11, 12. Then a massive rally, and then they lost market share, and they're back down to 22. I mean, what is there to say about Intel? I mean, I'm sure the company is worth something, but there are better companies in the chip area to buy. And, conversely, let's look at NVIDIA's history going back all the way to, this Intel's is going back to 1986. I like looking at these long-term charts. Look at NVIDIA going back to 1986. Split adjusted basis at the same time in 1999. First of all, NVIDIA didn't even exist in 1986. Let's look at it all the way here. Split adjusted. NVIDIA in 2014 was 3 cents a share. 3 cents. You guys ready for this? Okay, let's go to 2016 when Nvidia started to move. It was 35 cents a share. And here's Nvidia at 138. And how many splits did that thing have? That's how you create long-term wealth. When people say, "Oh, I don't believe in the stock market, it's gambling." Yeah, gamble this. 38 cents to $138. And you're all gonna say now, "Oh, who would hold that long?" A lot of people. A lot. Me, no. But I actually was long Nvidia, and I took a double from about 14 to 28, and it went to 130. But I like a double. Double is enough for me. But yeah, I mean, this is how wealth is created, people. There you go. You're just Starbucks has done the same thing in the growth phase. Okay, here's Starbucks going back years. Look at that, right? Every company, when they come out, there's a growth phase. You guys got to believe in that they're opening new stores and things are happening. And now Starbucks is kind of struggling, not as much, but same thing with Nikes and same thing with all these companies that you guys see pop up their stores, in your neighborhoods. You don't have to do too much research, man. Kava was one because I ate there last May. It was $30, and I go like, I love this food, and I bought it. I mean, didn't do any research. I just ate there, and now I eat there all the time. Right? I don't like Chipotle. I like Kava over Chipotle. So a lot of the things are right in front of you. You don't have to really read too much and do too much research, honestly. And so yeah, AMD I would stay away. I mean AMD, Intel I would stay away. AMD, Micron, Avago. Yep, those are the ones I would pay attention to. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, no, I wouldn't buy Intel. SUON with 1 year chart is just bouncing off the 50 EMA. Look at Mojotronics talking like a professional in just a month. You gotta love that. SON, yeah, let's take a look. But it definitely is. I didn't mention it, but it is on my list. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. SoundCloud. Yeah, SoundCloud is just going sideways before the next leg up. I mean, your risk is low here, right? You're buying at 5. Your risk is 200 EMA. 450 close below 450. It'll turn into another CLSK. Then it'll go down to 2, right? Okay. So you know what to do. This is pretty clear. This is the 3-year chart on SoundCloud. Same thing, same result. Doesn't matter if you look at 3-year or 20-year. Last time I had a move from about 2.5 to 11, then pull back. Now it's going sideways. It has these little blips. Hopefully one of them will hold. This was a stock as high as 18. This is an AI stock too, by the way. So, I mean, obviously not an Nvidia, but yeah, I mean, low risk, really. 50-cent risk or a possible double. I like it. Nothing wrong with it. I'd rather buy this than Intel. I mean, hey, I'm not making fun of Intel. I just think it's a horribly mismanaged company. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, if you have shares already, add to it. Vic on HOWL, and last but not least, we just okay, cool. Yeah, don't just do the underlying, people. Don't do this. Don't do the options. I do a lot of stuff that you guys don't even understand yet. Don't do it. Please don't do it. So let's take a look at one more time to the monitor of my positions, and then I will say goodbye. I will be back. So the next members, so let's sum it up. I have no positions going into the elections other than DJT short puts, which because that's a implied volatility play. 500 IV is ridiculous. Whatever happens to the elections, those are going to shrink. In fact, if you do have an option chain, please go look at the JT option chain, okay? And look at the November 15th expiration puts. I'm selling them. I don't own them. I'm selling them. I'm going short. I'm selling premium. I'm collecting premium. I'm selling premium, right? You guys need to go to the book and read it or Google it or whatever. So I'm selling premium. So all I'm knowing is that 500 is going to shrink tomorrow night Or by Wednesday morning, it's going to shrink to 300, then 200. Even if the stock goes down, whoever's buying those from me today are not going to make any money. That's my opinion. We'll see. The same thing happened on the call side. I shorted the calls. Whoever bought those calls ate it. Now I'm thinking whoever is buying those puts is going to eat it. Okay. It's just an implied volatility short-term game. I'm just collecting premium and expecting it to go down. Okay. And okay, I don't give advice here. Anthony, AAA, yeah. I have FELG. Okay, cool. So let's sum it up. No positions, about 85% cash. LEONR options, DJT short puts, and HOWL 11,000 shares of the stock. That's it. And I'll wait tomorrow. Please go vote right here. Please become a member. Get a t-shirt. And the next members live is on the 14th, I think, or the 13th. 13th of November, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Wear your shirts, please. And come up. I think those are awesome. And yeah, let's look at, yeah, those are my positions. I'm not going to take it the directional bet for the election specifically. I mean, if you call DJT a directional bet, it's really not. It's an IV shrinkage, IV crush bet. Please go read your books. You will understand what that means. Thursday is super important, right? The Fed going to keep cutting rates? Why are they cutting rates? Read about it. Why is the Fed lowering rates? Everything is great, right? Why did the Fed lower half a percentage point last month? Why are they expected to lower another 0.25% this month? Is it going to be reflected in your credit cards, in your mortgages? No, because you know what happened? The day Fed cut the rates 50 basis points, the bond market said, I am not buying it. Rates, mortgages, 30-year mortgages have gone up higher than the Fed cut the rates. So bond market is saying something completely different. Bond market is saying, Fed, stop gaslighting. Nothing is okay. By cutting rates now, when economy is strong, unemployment is strong, everything is strong, you're going to bring inflation back, and that's what the bond market is saying. You guys got to read the tea leaves. Look at the TLT chart. Hey, Adele, new member. Okay, email me your shirt size. It comes black like this. Email me your shirt size and your physical address. I will send you a shirt. So for all the existing members or new members like Adele, is it Adele or Adel? Adele. I'm saying Adele. You guys get a free Know Your Worth t-shirt. Great t-shirt, by the way. Super comfortable, great material. You'll wear it forever. It looks good with jeans too. I mean, every time I wear it out there, people go like, oh, it's cool. Where'd you get that? I'm like, I'm selling it. So welcome to the members, and please turn on your notifications, Adele. You're gonna need to catch those members only live. Okay, here's one more question. Serge, how the bond market is asking? Yeah, they are. Of course they are. Fed cannot control interest rates. Bond market is trillions and trillions and hundreds of trillions of dollars. Fed cannot control the interest rates. Fed just does what they do. Fed controls what you're paying in interest rates, but the global interest rates in the treasury market is not controlled by the Fed. Fed is useless. Fed has no power over what the interest rate markets are going to do. Okay, so don't listen to the Fed. Fed is just gaslighting you. All they do is print money and create inflation. Garbage. Actually, okay, forget it. I'm not going to say it. So yeah, the bond market is always right. Okay, bond market knows what's happening with the economy. So Fed is cutting rates, saying we may slow down. Bond market saying no. The other thing is happening is that we have a $36 trillion debt, national debt. We're issuing trillions of dollars of bonds because older bonds are expiring, right? Or maturing, better word for it, maturing. So the new buyers of those bonds, which are countries, pension plans, sovereign funds, they are going to ask a higher return for those bonds that they're buying, and the market adjusts interest rates. Fed has no control, zero control over it. Zero. No, no. You vote, you get that pin. You better vote, Vic. You better. Thank you, Adele. Much appreciated. What's the purpose of the interest rate? It's what you pay. The purpose of the Fed is lowering and raising rates. That's what the banks, retail banks do. The banks that you deal with, they raise your mortgages when the Fed raise the rates because banks' borrowing costs are going up and they have to shift it towards to the consumer. That's why your credit card rates, have gone up. That's what Fed regulates. Fed cannot regulate the actual interest rate. Just can't. What Fed do is they use interest rates as put fire or put energy behind the market or suck energy out of the market to either slow it down, just like they did when the rates were zero for 15 years. They raised the rates from 0 to 5. Why? Because inflation was going crazy. So that's how you subside or slow down inflation. That's what they do. They're like the interest rates are like the gas and the brake of the economy. But the actual bond markets don't listen to the Fed. What? I want a tank top version. Well, let me run it by Kyle. Gig with it. Not a bad idea, actually, but I don't know. Does it fit though? Yeah, well, I don't know. Well, I ain't giving you that for free. I tell you that. But I'll ask Kyle if he can make a tank top version and put it on the website. The website is www.gigwithit.com. Go check out the website. It's the $30 shirt I'm giving you guys. Okay, Tech Geek Anthony. Why has VLO fallen this year? Okay, but no, not necessarily. It's gas prices, really. Okay, let's take a look. One last chart. I mean, a lot of the refiners are not doing well because there's margin pressure on those, and the hurricanes did not help either because they have a lot of costs coming in. A lot of the refineries are in the Texas Panhandle. I mean, Florida Panhandle and Texas. And a lot of damage was done to those refineries, so they have to spend shit ton of money to fix those. And gasoline business is not a high margin business anyway. But let's take a look at Valero. Yeah, downtrend. I mean, uh, all about depends. How's the dividend on Valero? I'm not really sure. Let's take a look at a 3-year chart. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a slow and steady stock, really. Still okay uptrend. It's been really 185 down to 130. It's going into support. If you were going to buy it about 120, 125, I think that's where it needs to stop. Not bad, but I need more bang for my buck. Tenneco is another one. Or Tesoro, sorry, TSO. That's another one. What's Tesoro? Uh, There's an oil refinery ETF called CRAK, CRAK. Let's take a look. Yeah, this looks like that. So this is a basket. I mean, if you're going to do it, however the question was asked to me, this is a basket of refiners, not just Valero, but I'm sure Tesoro, Valero, all these other ones are in there. I mean, that was like a $40 number. Now it's 31. Okay, support like right about 30, 28 to 30. Yeah, you know, it's not gonna make you rich, but it ain't gonna make you poor either. This is pretty wild, actually. I mean, pretty wild moves, but I wouldn't mess with these. I rather like, um, you know, long-term uptrends. I mean, it's definitely in a short-term downtrend for sure. So is Valero. So yeah. Okay. Okay. I hope I answered everybody's questions. So please go vote. You must vote. And send me your email address if you became a member. your t-shirt size, my email address is sergio@sergioavedian.com. T-shirt size and physical address, please. Send it so I can get you a t-shirt. So when you do show up on the next Members Live, we're all wearing the same thing. Make sure. Thank you. Mojotronics. Okay, I did a bad boo-boo and bought it at 163. Yes, you did. Okay. Yeah, crack is the ETF that has all of them in there. So maybe you could pay attention to that as opposed to just one single stock. So, okay, guys, ladies, gents, my pleasure. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I will be back on Friday with Power Hour. By then, everything will be done. We can go back to our lives because my X feed is nothing but political stuff. And I'm going like, okay, I had enough. The only good thing is I voted. My daughter voted the first time in her life, which was amazing. Voting in California, by the way, people, we had like, I had to like study. We had like 28 or 32 propositions. I was like, and then the last page was the presidential vote and the senator, Adam Schiff and Steve Garvey. Is it Steve Garvey, the ex-Dodger? Yeah. And so that was it. The rest were like Superior Court this and proposition after proposition, prop this, prop that, prop this. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I took my sample ballot. I literally read it. I marked it all on my sample ballot, then took the ballot in. They go, do you want to drop it in the mail? I'm like, no. I'm going to vote. Oh, here's one. I go in, you know, I don't know, 30, 40 booths, 20 people working. Hopefully they're all volunteering. Hopefully the government's not paying for that. Bunch of high school kids. Okay, so I go in. I just have like this ballot in my hand with the where I marked, so I want to vote in person, right? So I'm like, whip out my driver's license. I'm in California. Okay, whip out my driver's license. They go, no, we don't need that. I'm going like, what do you mean you don't need that? How do you know who am I? Who am I? Like, I can just vote now? They go, no. We put your information and check it on a database. I'm going like, well, how do you know? It's like, I could say anything. I could know somebody's information. Stolen, right? They go, yeah, that's what we're doing. We don't ask for ID. I'm like, in what goddamn world that you don't ask for ID? I think on all other countries, you ask for ID. You got to ask for ID. So what do? She goes, give me the first 3 letters of your first name. I go, okay. Give me the first 4 letters of your last name. I go, okay. And give me your date of birth. Okay. She goes, here's your ballot, sir. I'm going like, in what planet? What the? Whatever. So if you guys think this is the elections, this is what's happening. This is in California. Well, we know California is blue, right? But imagine if the race is tight and anybody can just walk in and vote with somebody else's information. I don't know, man. I think we need to fix that problem. Don't you guys think? Yes, that's the new BS. It's not, I don't know. I had never done that. Always I have shown my ID and it gets checked against a voter base or whatever it's called. Like they have a database. This year it was like, give me this, give me that, and how here you go vote. I'm like, wow. I go, I shouldn't be like that. Over there in Texas, no, we had like 35. It took me like hours because I want to vote on each one, obviously, and you had to read and study. I'm not one of those that just goes like skip. I like reading. So I did my job. I voted on everything. Yeah. Over there, where in Texas? Yeah, that's what it should be. You got to show ID, bro. How do you tell me how? You can just guess somebody's name, or if you know somebody's name and date of birth, you can just go in and vote for them. I'm like, how's that? No. I mean, or you can vote for dead people. Like they just died, it didn't hit the registry, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I don't like it. So anyway, let's not get political. All right. So much love. Stay healthy. Be well. God dang it. Go vote. By voting, you're honoring all the people who died in all these wars, because that's what, it's honoring them, because they put their lives down for you to be able to do this. Okay. And I'm saying this as an immigrant, so go vote. What else? That's it. I'll be back on Friday. All this will be over. I'll be full of positions again. But again, today, go check the community page. I don't think I'm going to change anything. Actually, Mojotronics, I'm looking to buy Upstart, is pulling back into my buy range. But become a member, get a t-shirt. Please show up to the members only lives twice a month. I will see you guys on Power Hour on Friday. Stay healthy. Please go vote. Be safe out there. I'm leaving, Craig. Bye. Craig, look at Craig just showed up. Yeah, you're only like an hour and a half late. Fashionably late, just like Armenian style. But no, I'm leaving, Craig. I'll see you on Friday at Power Hour and members only. All right, people. Stay safe. Be healthy.